Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video will be different, will be about me. Surprise, surprise. Why? Not because I'm a special ad or anything. It's because today is a special day for me and I will share it with you. Today, the 4th of October, is 34 years today when I started martial arts on this night. So on the 4th of October 1989, I first started martial art. And I will just show you some pictures and tell you a few stories if you are willing to spend time with me here. So it was a time when it was a communist system in Romania and you could not practice legally karate. You could practice judo, which I practiced, but not karate. You could practice wrestling and you could practice boxing as fighting styles, let's put it this way. Not karate. And any form of karate was illegal. If the police would catch you or the security, you would get in trouble. You could be arrested and put in prison if they really wanted. It was illegal. So anyway, I started it in 1989 when it was still illegal. A colleague of mine that he knew I wanted to practice that and do it. It was always wanted. He started doing it and he went and then he told me, hey, you want to start? Oh my God, it was like you would travel to the moon or something. So he had to discuss with the trainer if he would allow me to come, because it was not, they needed to bring people who they could trust, so the people would not call the police on the trainer or the instructor. The instructor was also practicing with us, so he was not a black belt or anything like that in our style. He was a black belt in Shotokan karate. It's a Japanese form of martial arts. And he started on Kyokushin. Kyokushin karate is a full contact stand-up knockout form of karate. Look on YouTube and you're going to realize what that is. It's called the strongest karate. Used to be. There are others equally strong, but it was the strongest when it started. Now, I'm not going to keep you with a history. Nevertheless, I was brought over there by my friend of mine. I remember seeing this. We were training in a boxing, it was a boxing dojo, after a club. Underneath a stadium, the city's stadium over there, they had a boxing club, so we were training over there. So that's how I started. I felt like I grabbed God by the ankle when I first went over there. So the 4th of October. In Kyokushin, you cannot reach a level of black belt before 5 years, I think it is. Minimum 5 years. So it's not like in other styles, after a year or two, you get a black belt. And where I come from, you cannot get a black belt if you're a minor. You have to be at least 18. And it was not such a thing as garbage as is here. Business, which is, oh, you're a, how do you call it, child black belt. There's no such a thing. A black belt, you're a master. And that's why when you have a Kyokushin, it's a Kyokushin. It's not a child with a black belt. There's not a black belt. Because that requires not only practicing and showing a little bit of something and you're a black belt. You have to have a little maturity. You have to fight. You have to be touching certain elements that you can't as a child. You don't have the development yet. As good as you would be as showing the form. So, let me show you a few pictures here and I will show you a little bit history of my Kyokushin experience. I will start with one of the oldest ones that I have. And this is it. All right. I think I will hit the right frame. Ha! There it is. So that's me at the Black Sea. I did all the splits in 3 months and a half. Why? Because I had to and I wanted to. I had to because I put it in my head. So I had all the splits in 3 months and a half record. Anyway, so that's me over there at the Black Sea, on the seaside, with a friend of mine at that time. And that's a maekeage. It's a balance. It's a balanced leg up. And anyway, beautiful, right? I guess so. I'm I'm happy that I luckily ended up in Kyokushin and not in any other style. Because, and not only in Kyokushin, in Kyokushin specifically in that dojo, with that instructor, and influenced by the Hungarian Kyokushin organization, which had the master Furko Kalman, who was a renowned, fantastic guy, to a certain extent, but he was a fantastic in Kyokushin. So having this line of Hungarian Kyokushin into my instructor and then into me, it was a 100% jackpot, I tell you that. The influence from my instructor, which I think it was the best one I ever had, his understanding, and I've seen many things. I've been all over the world, went and trained with many masters, and still my initial instructor, who is still alive, he was the best, still is the best, so I thank him. Now let's go to the next one. Let me see if I can get it there. Let's go to this one right here. This is in winter, and again with the same friend of mine. We were trying to push the limits, training in the snow, making pictures in the snow, barefooted, training in the water, and so on. So we were trying to copy and push it to an extreme, and we did. We did. So that's a yokogeri, that's called a side kick. And obviously we'll try to do it as high as possible, because at one point you get old, like right here, and when you get old, then all that decreases. But if you have the initial ability, that's going to decrease, and you're still going to kick someone in the face. Doesn't matter, 6 feet tall, no problemo. So that was the second one. That was I can't remember what belt that was over there. The first one was a yellow belt. A yellow is not the same as in any other style, which goes from white and it gets to dark. White, yellow, could be orange, or could be green, and then blue, and then brown, and then black. In Kyokushin, you start with white. You have to be tested to earn the white belt, and then it would be the blue, and then would be the yellow, and then would be the green, then it's going to be brown, and then going to be the black belt. And each belt had required 2 tests. Why? I guess money, but anyway, that's a different story. So the next, I think the previous one was when I was maybe blue belt. I think blue belt. The first one was yellow, and the second one, no, it was green, so a little bit higher. And this is going to be another one that I was, I think, brown, I think, here. It's a Mae Tobigeri. That's a front jump kick. So you jump in the air and you kick someone in his chin. Obviously, you do it above, because you're gonna, yeah, what's hanging over there, they're not my balls or anything, it's just my hand. So, yeah, it's a Mae Tobigeri. You just jump up and bang. That was, I think, a brown belt here. I think so. And it was outside of the city where we used to go and train, my friend and I, at the sunrise. And we were imagining that we were in Japan, in the medieval Japan. And, you know, we were young, and we were idealistic. And we were imagining that we were back in time. It was our world. That's, I think that was one of the biggest accumulation of physical abilities, because then it came the mental abilities through experience. And then, and the last picture that I have here is one that was not taken by me. I didn't know it was taken. It was one time when I won the national championships. And after that, I represented Romania at the European Championship in 1997 in Berlin. It was the Kyokushin Karate Organization European Championship. Well, this is when I won the championship in 1996. Over there, it's what? 5/10/96. So that is actually tomorrow. No, it's yeah, it's October 5th. Unbelievable. I didn't even know that. Because it's the other way, over there is not like, wouldn't be May 10. It is the European or the, you see on the bottom, lower bottom over there. That is 5, that's 5, and then is the month, and then is the year. So that's tomorrow, in 96, I'll be damned. So anyway, this is a young me. This was and still is alive, a president of then the president of the Romanian Kyokushin organization, and I don't want to say a lot about that person because certain people, as you advance in Kyokushin or in martial arts in general, you start with an idea and you look at the samurai and the Bushido, the code of the warrior, and these guys fuck it up for you. And why? Because you get more tangled, you go to championships and you realize that they're just human. And it's like, for instance, in a religious organization, you see the priests, and from far away they look holy, and when you get closer and you rub shoulders with them and you advance and you get in the middle of them, you realize many of them are perverts. The same with these guys. You get entangled in the organization, international organization, and then you realize that, hey, that guy that I admire a lot, he's a womanizer. The other guy is an alcoholic. Like all of us, we have our vices. So anyway, I went to 3 European championships, one in France, one in Lithuania, and one in Germany. So one in Lille, France, the other one was in Kauno, Lietuva, Lithuania. That's how the public was yelling to support their fighters, good fighters, very good fighters. And then in Berlin, 1997. I went and I met a lot of important martial artists in Kyokushin, and like Howard Collins. I went to Sweden and I met him, I trained with him. I went to Switzerland, I trained with Peter von Rotz. I went to the United States of America, I trained with Henry O. Just to mention some big guys, in Furko Kalman, that I will always mention, the whole Hungarian Brezovoy, Borza, I think I can remember a lot of their names now. It's been a long time since that happened, but nevertheless, very good, very good. I had the chance to meet very solid Kyokushin fighters. So what I learned that it's up to you to become an example for others, and it's within us, within our power, to reach our goals. Again, if you want to worship this globe right here, it's because you worship and you ascend, you become better because of the globe, but it's just a globe. But you don't know at that time, and with time you realize just a globe. Nevertheless, you already surpassed the globe. So that happened with me, for instance, with martial arts. Very idealistic, and with time you realize that actually is what's within you. You use certain examples and you idolize them and so on, and you realize that you surpass them in the, not necessarily as champions, because the champion is just one side of who you are as a martial artist, and but as a human being, that's what you need to become, a human being. I remember when my initial trainer asked not me, the main guys in the dojo, why do you do martial arts? Why do you come here? And I told him something outside of everybody else. I said, to become a good human being, we call it in Romania, fi om, to be human. And for me, it was a meaning of becoming a productive member of society, disciplined, organized, good person. Like a religious, because Zen Buddhism, you have to put it inside of martial arts, at least in the karate, in Kyokushin. And not only that, you have to learn a lot, you have to read a lot, you have to meditate, you have to practice, you have to analyze, you have to have self-introspection, you have to work hard, show humility and strength, and improve all the time. After all, Kyokushin's motto is, I think, continue under pressure, that is, never give up. So that's the Osu, the salute of the Kyokushin. Osu Shimobu means continue under pressure, never give up. It taught me discipline, it taught me to work hard, but I think that was before I got over there. Discipline was one of the things. The discipline. I was not disciplined before I got to martial arts whatsoever. I was a guy who would fight all the time in the street and quickly, no problem with that, and so on. But with martial arts, I toned down very, very much. Self-control, very much self-control. That is, we all have our anger, and don't let it out. We can have it, but don't let it out. Or if you let it out, don't act upon anger or with anger. Unless you choose to, because sometimes you have to make the other guys understand that they should back the fuck up. Sometimes. You don't have to involve this, and this, and balls. What can I tell you, my friends? I'm very proud of this, and I'm going to go right now being, what, 10:28. I'm going to go and enjoy myself with some homemade by me red wine, and thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.